Yeah, that way, if Don wants to look at it later, we'll have it recorded for him.
Okay, very good.
Dan, where do you live?
I am talking to you from Oaxaca, Mexico this day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Can you hear me okay? Zoom is telling me that my
Oh,
vocal
I hear,
quality is
I hear
not-
you just fine, Dan.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I turned it around.
Okay.
Dan Wallace is with us from Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I see. Greetings.
Is that Marty McElroy?
Can't hear you.
I say, who am I speaking to?
Oh, all right. So Bob Belknap, Tom Weeks.
Huh? Okay, okay. Been a long time, huh?
Yeah. Really long time.
What brought you down to Mexico?
I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Is it vacationing or do you live down there or what's the deal?
The answer is I live here part of the time, most of the time now. I also own a home in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
All right.
We'll say hello to a few of the others. Dan is in Mexico right now.
Who is it?
Dan Walsh.
Dan Walsh.
This is Bill Dugan.
I remember Bill Dugan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Well, hello. And say hello to Bill Walsh. Tell him who you
Dan
are.
Walsh.
Dan Walsh, sir.
Mike Boylan.
Hi, Dan.
Jim Rose here.
How are you?
Jim
Oh,
Rose.
I'm fine. Tell me your names, please.
Mike Boylan.
Okay,
Mike Boylan. And Jim Rose, ROSE.
okay.
Where's
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah, Oaxaca, Mexico.
Wow. Like, are you on the lam?
Uh, all my life.
Oh, my life. Next door. It's so clear. Seriously, that's great. That's a great. You look like you're next door. The connection's really good.
Thank you. The visual is good. The audio gets choppy at times.
Yeah. I can understand.
Yeah.
You know, I signed on yesterday, and what I signed on yesterday, and when you did that little thing where everybody introduced themselves, there were very few of the names that I actually was able to pick up.
Oh,
But and of course, everybody has a beard now, so everybody looks the same.
or no hair. Yeah.
Or no hair. Yeah.
All right, we're about to get started here.
Okay,
Good to see you.
good to see you, sir.
Go Cubs.
All right.
It became a world-renowned, big deal. Yeah, world-renowned gym. I mean, even to this day, it's revered as the best boxers came out of
Dan Walsh.
It was incredible. Started 5 years old. Yeah, I remember.
Good.
Right there.
Good to see you.
Just the.
Glad you could join us.
Thank you.
Dan is in Mexico.
Oh, wow, nice.
So,
Que viva Mexico.
so he'll get to see pictures of where we are, the audience. Dan, Walsh. Dan, this is Anjay Tomasky.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Okay. Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
He's in Mexico.
Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. And then the pubs of all ages. Yeah. Cheers. Pubs of all. I hear you about the drinks. Is it still small? Weren't they impressed? Go ahead.
Well, Mike keeps wanting to have a start the tour, but everybody else just wants to talk to each other.
I'm good.
Gather around, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, well, hello, welcome class of '64. Honored to have you all back. Today is special because you'll get a chance to take a look at the fitness and you would not be a thing. So we're happy to have you. This is some of my team members here today. Mr. Sidney Rome, this is Ms. Teresa Bank. So we're glad to have you here to sort of celebrate and commemorate this 60th anniversary. I was just speaking to them and how I can't even wrap my mind around the thought of like just having a connection with my classmates. Like I don't know half of the people I graduated with now. I'm in touch with them. So I'm always envious of the fact that you all have this connection to each other, but more importantly to the school. So to have something that's that meaningful to you, it's just really a beautiful thing. So I'm always amazed when gentlemen come in and they can remember the times when they were in school and the teachers and particular games or events that, so long ago. That's really a privilege.
You left out one of our guys, Tom O'Keefe. Deeply involved with your
Keep you on.
it's all together.
That's just really what a treasure, right?
But a
So,
lot of it's UDI. There were 3 guys from 49.
oh, wow, really?
Celebrating their 70th.
Wow.
And I know 2 more of them that couldn't come to the 6th. One of them was okay, so all of us put in $100. Yeah, that's right. And it gets distributed 75th. I can't remember where I put.
You know, wow.
Well, wait, it's 75th, that's like 3 reunions, camps, 65, 70, 75. You got some kind of angle on this.
Awesome. So again, thank you all for your generosity. We're gonna go in and check out the fitness center. But I'll just say again that my vision here is to, whatever we do with this facility, to help to promote the school as well as the community. So this was a vision that I had to help strengthen the athletic programs, but also to show the community that the decisions we make moving forward with this project, that we'll always keep them in mind. And so now they have a place where they can come and work out. This is a space that is much better fit for everyone than its previous state, which was the wrestling room. The community, the residents weren't coming in to wrestle, right? But they are much more willing to come in and exercise and take advantage of the fitness equipment. So again, thank you. I can't say it enough. I had no idea. When you all asked, hey, what do you want? I was going to say, give some potato chips or something for the concession, or some coffee, and then so to have this have happen, I'm really grateful.
And we'll be able to see a little bit more of the center?
Yes, whatever you want to see today. I know some of us have.
Some of us have been around, but
Sure.
maybe not everybody. So
All right.
whatever you want to show us.
Okay, we'll start here so we
Yeah.
can build the suspense. Get this out of the way, and then we'll spin around. All right, follow me.
Yeah, he was.
So that was my thing for the wrestling room, but like I said, so this is a great addition. Yeah, and here we don't have bags that we just took down. So they're just 2 peanut bags that we take down. They screw into the ground. Morning. You can see we have some boxing here as well that I sort of disassembled, because the guys, when they come in for like weight training, this is a distraction. And with these hanging, because when they start doing that and they're not doing the weight training. So, but this is kind of how this works. And then there's I didn't bring out the screw, but basically there's a screw piece that attaches here. And then, yeah, so you just have to create tension on the bag. So we have that as well. So we're looking to add a few more pieces, more treadmills and ellipticals. But this gets us a really good start. And like I said, kids have been coming in. Some of the neighbors have been coming in to work out. And so it's been great already. Brother Boyden said that someone actually just reminded me I need to ask him about TV. He said someone had donated a screen. Yeah, but then I have to remind you, yeah. Well, because we put that plug up there for the TV, actually the plugs around it, there was no electricity. So we had to do that first, plus the flooring. So this was the process. Yeah, so we would have wireless speakers and everything for Wi-Fi. Yeah. So a few more pieces to add there, but this is a really good start. Completed. So yeah, I was just talking to Mike. We probably would need to get all of the pieces that I like to see to really complete it, probably 10,000. And that's or maybe a little less, because we still have some of the money that we didn't spend all. So I'd have to look and crunch the numbers to see.
but it's just a few more. So what happened was we had originally looked at these really, they were refurbished, supposed to be gently used pieces of equipment. And then when it came down time to finalize the order, the rep said, oh, those units, they're no longer available. Right. And so I was like, okay, well, what's the price difference on new ones? It was like double the price. So we went from a quote of having 4 treadmills down to 2 because the price was just that much more. And so I said, well, just give us 2. We'll start with 2, and then we'll, see if we can work our way up. So ideally, I like to get 2 more, at least 1 more, and then an elliptical. And then there's some other straight machines that we as well. But this is a, really, really good start. And again, a huge surprise to me. I had no expectation we would have gotten this far this fast.
I'd say you spent your money well.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time building all these pieces. I built the spreadsheet, and I was really trying to be intentional and economical with my choices. This is all brand new material, equipment, and it is Rogue is top of the line. It's American-made equipment, but it's expensive for that reason. But this is really good, durable stuff that will last for a very long time. Yep. So we just brought in another 1,000 pounds of plates, and so we're going really good. And also, so that you guys know, your investment to building this is also going to help us generate revenue, because we will have groups coming in that will be private teams that can lease this space. So this is really the gift that keeps on giving, right? And I can tell you to date that we've already generated a significant numbers.
What was the group?
It was a college. It was a CCC. It's a junior college, and so they have a small program, but they don't have facilities. So they also lease our turf space. And once some weights we wanted that too, and so they jumped right on board. I mean, as soon as we got this done, they were ready to get going. So. Athletic director said, hey, we're going to be building a fitness center as well, if that's something that would interest you. And so, oh yeah, definitely. And so right away they started generating. Yeah. So it just helps. The more that we can do, the more that we can expand, and this facility can really become something that enriches the experience for the young men, our boys, as well as the. So it's really it's great. Yeah, we walk right past it. It's right outside of the door. Yep, right outside. Yep, not inside, but it's right outside.
About the community involvement, how many community members are coming, or what's that looking like?
Yeah, so far, we have about 3 residents that come in almost daily, but that's been without any permission. The reason why I haven't said, hey, community, we have a gym, is because we are still short-staffed. So on any given day, Johnny, who's my head of maintenance, he doesn't work weekends unless we need him. But we have to attend to the 3 competition grade fields outdoors, greeting guests that are on the schedule for meetings or whatever, and others that just see the building and decide. And we have our GED programs that are running for the week. So long story short, we have a lot of things going on. If I move up my desk and Johnny's out in the back picking up trash, because that's a daily thing, no one's there to verify membership or just to say, hello, welcome to Johnson Rec Center. And so we have to work through that before we say, hey, membership, whether it be, paid or free. When, person has a membership, they have an expectation what are the hours, right? And yeah, we may have to explore volunteers, but it needs to be, having something like this, once you set hours, you need to be present. Imagine going to the grocery store to pick up your groceries and it's not open. What's going on with this? Right. So we have to work through that. And so for that reason, we're not bursting at the seams because I haven't said. So the few residents is like started with one gentleman who was asking before this even a thing. And I said, well, let's pray and I'll pray and maybe we'll have the thing. And then he tells his family members to pray and they start coming in. So each week we're kind of adding on a little bit more. At some point, we're going to have to look to a long-term solution.
Where do you think in terms of
ideally, I think for a lot of people like to get started early. For us, we could probably do 7 o'clock because Johnny's here at 7. And then we would wind down at about 3 so that when our boys come in, they'll have their, their slot and then pick back up in the evening. The evening slot is not really the issue because we'll have security on site. But it's the morning hours when I'm pulled over leadership team meetings or teaching a class, or, sometimes I have to go meet with the city council. As soon as I leave, Johnny's down one. Johnny has to deal with what he knows. He's cognizant that's going to take place, and then all this. Someone just said, "Oh, I'm asking about this." Imagine the phone rings while we're making mop water. Then you go get you go pick up the phone, and then someone else says, "Hey, the coffee machine's not working." By the time you look up, an hour has passed, and your mop water bucket is overfilled. The water's off. It gets crazy here. It gets crazy. We've got some huge events. We had a medical, dental, and vision. We had 260 people here, and they're in all these different spaces. You got to move around. I have to have on a suit and tie to greet the entire, the start of the event, and then I'm mopping up the bathroom. So we're running an operation. Everybody's kind of doing what we can. So that's why we're kind of rolling this out slowly. Resources. Yeah, so it's just all of those. Help with that, but we're going to need to identify some more volunteers that can give us the answer. So it would need to be another that comes with the financial that's willing, but I've been best to schedule things in such a way that if I come and ask for money, they know that other things, even putting the gym together, I did a lot of this myself. I was able to, help with the guys putting in the form to try to save the school money. So I do the best that I can, but if I come ask, exhausted all of our options. So, yeah.
Your Wi-Fi is real nice.
Personalized space. It's not like going to some of these other gyms. You go to Planet Fitness or something. You got tons of people in there. This is more of an experience. So I think what we would do is package this as a membership that not just to the fitness center, but to the rec center as a whole. So then when we run paid programming, that they would get a member rate. If they wanted to rent out the multi-purpose room for baby showers, they would get a member rate for that. So we need to price the membership, keeping those other things in mind. So the challenge is you don't want to shoot too high, but you also don't want to shoot too low, because once you say, hey, it's $10 a month, you're never going to get people that want backwards. Right? So we have to be fair, but also being aware that people have the resources. This isn't a community where people don't have. They can do it. If they find value in it, they can pay it. So finding what that sweet spot is, yeah. And I'm not for anyone comes in, I don't let people do things for free, because what I've learned is that when you have skin in the game and you can play, they will treat things better. So I'm just upfront. Things aren't free. When the lights come on, when they come in, they say, "Oh, it's a rec center." I said, "Well, if you help us pay the bills, then we'll say ours." It's ours. And people can laugh, understand that you have to contribute something. If it's nice and you like it, well, help us keep it that way. And so for the most part, people understand. But we do need to find the right price, that right threshold to where it makes sense for everyone. So I can't answer your question really, but I'm thinking, yeah, if I were to throw a number, I would say, monthly, $25 a month is like, anything less than that is like, we might as well let you do it.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of the other city recs, they'll charge a yearly fee, and it might be $60 for the year. But if you go into those, there's nothing to do. You can't. You get 0%.
Yeah.
So for this, you want to come in, enjoy the weights. They want to drink water and have coffee. We have security, and they want to, you got a full facility to utilize. You know what I mean? It's just not. So for us, it's not. It just doesn't. Then we have another room, the dressing room for the residents, and we have a coat rack that we bring out. And we do get residents that come in, they want to walk the gym because they can no longer. So we do see quite a bit of that. But it's basically a coat rack, and then we have, I think, 3 dressing rooms and then the restrooms. Good, all good questions. Any other?
Class gift. Class of 74 is celebrating. Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. They should. Yeah, share with them. I was just saying earlier, I saw them on a post. They were with the baseball team. The first one I saw it said 74. So they got it wrong. That's 64. But then I said, oh no, that's 74. Yeah. I don't know. So.
Goal in mind, how many community residents would you like to see?
In this
Yeah, with membership, a year from now.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the equipment that we have, the space could really only support, 20, maybe 25 people at a time. But I would even say less, because the residents that come in, they're going to be more likely to use cardiovascular equipment than strength equipment. So that would then realistically what we can fit into the space would be much less. But overall membership, I mean, if we had 50 happy paying members in a year, I think that would be a great start. We're not trying to be Powerhouse or LA Fitness or any of those places, right? We just for me, this was very much a gesture to the community that they're being considered, right? They called and said, hey, now I can say, yes, we do have a gym. And so, makes a difference. Exactly. And even if they don't come, I think the bigger picture for them is that U of D is really considering us. That's not you. We all know that. They didn't really know that going on at the onset. With the overall, they love it. I mean, I'm sure you can find some people that have something. Yeah, I mean, you can always have the naysayers, but I appreciate it. But it's no, I appreciate the comment, but I don't think it's you can't earn people's trust any other way. And they know when you don't care. And there's no way to convince people that you care other than actually caring. And you have to do what you say that you'll do. So.
Further engagement.
That's a great way to do it. Yep, it's a great way to do it. Is tapping them in and allowing them to. Yeah, we did that when we had an accident with the fence, and we had a flag football tournament going on. Guys, they race over here, so they put the parking lots out here because people are racing, right? And so this guy's racing, and then one of the coaches from the event and was just arriving, and he had to swerve out of the way. And he just ran. So they came to get, and I could see the look on the lady's face. They're like, we ran into the fence. They paid for the fence. So long story short, I said, well, you're going to take care of this. They said, oh, that's fine, we'll pay for it. But one of the residents I knew had a business, a fencing business. And And so I tapped him and let him take the bid, and we gave him the job, and he did a nice job of carrying that. But those sorts of things, just like offering part-time jobs, it allows them to see that, no, we're considering and really thinking about you. So that's my other sort of hidden, mission, is that I want people to know who we are in the correct light. Are we a perfect school? No, but we do a lot of great things that people just don't know. And they just think, oh, it's the big, the rich white school on 7 Mile. That's not true. So I take this opportunity to show them that, let me show you what we're about. So
just to follow, like, say it publicly, we're thinking about further financial. Funding part-time positions for people.
Yep.
We should know the numbers. I think you're in charge.
Thank you. I can definitely ask, and we could put, position this as. There's definitely a way to approach it, to have, we have a young man that comes over here and plays basketball. He sends me a text message. A lot of times it's last minute. I'm like, Zion, you can't tell me before you want to come and shoot hoops, but nice young man. And he was one of the first kids that reached out to me. And a couple times he called him with basketball practice. And I said, we have things going on here. So 3 times he asked, I had to tell him no. And so he just very frankly said, I asked you 3 times to play basketball. Is it that you just don't want me in it? You all don't want us to come inside. And I said, so I had to explain. No, look at what's going on. And now he's in here. I can't keep him out of here. But a young man like that, he's seeing that, oh, okay, he could be a kid that might have a summer job or a part-time job in the afternoon. So there's definitely some space for growth.
Coordination.
Sure, absolutely.
That's.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nice. All good questions. Any other questions?
No, I just see one line.
Would you say? Oh yeah, but I'm fine. No, this day is, I'm here for you. Okay, golfers want to come with me? So I'll take them over. Well, we probably should all go that way. If they want to see the turf room, we can all kind of go that way. So I'm gonna take you, because that's unidentified. I'll take you this way through the locker room, which you can kind of, because it'll get us to the same place. Yeah. Come on in. This is the locker room. Yeah. Mostly lacrosse and lacrosse and baseball. This was good. Soccer guys, they for whatever reason they don't use it. They just bring their things outside. We're gonna stop at that door right after lunch. Right here at the left. Coach Tiernan. Yes, sir. Right.
Where that.
Our film room. This is our film room. So we have inclement weather. We bring teams in and they can film with the coaches. So the boys don't get out of practice now. They don't like that, but there's no more cancel practices due to rain inside, and they can watch the film. We also used this yesterday for the Academy Field Day, so we had all the middle schoolers over. And they did in different rooms and different activities. This room was the movie room. They actually watched movies. And had a bit of food. I think they did that because it was really cute, but if you take a seat, they're not that comfortable. Actually, they look comfortable. But they're nice looking. So yeah, football comes to all the teams if they, they come in here. We've used it for grade level retreats and different talks. They're pretty good. The facility is very well used for a number of years. So this is great because when I was teaching at the high school, the football guys used to use my classes. I had large classes. They would come in and watch film, and I would always know when they were in there because the smell of football players the next day. So when I saw this, like, this is great. For football guys in my day. 156, I believe. Total. Yeah. Yep. So, and the academy is a really important, area for us to focus on. A lot of those kids ultimately decide if they're going to continue. So we're doing a lot of work to kind of really prioritize. We would normally have academy kids. They'd have to apply for the high school. Just recently, as the leadership team decided that, no, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The guys are in the middle school, we should give them the first shot. Of course, the ones that are deserving, some of them we know that, hey, you're not. But the kids that we know, we shouldn't make everyone apply, right? So I think they made that change. This was the first year that if you were in the academy, that finished, you had finished, you pretty much had it. There's no process. We just asked you, are you looking to continue? And if they were, but so it gives them this sense of buy-in and belonging. I think it's really important. So that's kind of where we are institutionally, is looking at some of the things we've done historically and kind of being open to have discussion about whether or not it makes sense. Are we just doing this because we've always done it? Does it make sense for where we want to ultimately go? So I'm really happy to be working with the school in this capacity now to kind of, just be a part of this great tradition.
And the Johnson Center is a draw for getting students to enroll in that school.
Absolutely.
You know that? Did they mention that?
I know that the data just came out that the zip code that represents the most students in the school is 4822. Is this actual zip code, which I was shocked to myself. I thought, what, really? So this exactly, we have more students from 48221 than any other zip code. So I thought yeah.
4221.
Coach Jason as well, yeah.
But that's changed?
No, and also I was gonna say that I don't know that that's because of Johnson Red. I think that's just the truth. That was new information to me. But to answer your question, it's great, but to answer your question, I think that this place definitely over time, because you change the narrative, people that don't know the school, I mean, they literally produce it to be frank. Oh, this is the rich white school in Seven. Yeah. Right? And it's like, that's not true, but they don't know. So
for us in 64, there were some students who walked to school.
Yes.
But they were very few. Yeah. Very few. Everybody else had to a bus,
whatever, yeah.
We had a meeting yesterday. Jim Boyd brings this up every single time I see him. I see 64. He asked, he says, how many of you guys get to every single time? And the students who were there.
If you had a youth letter jacket on,
Yeah.
anything a mother would pick you up with your little kids. Come on, where are you going? It was easy.
Wow. Yeah, times have changed. Now the kids live close and they could walk, but they don't. Jumping in the car. Yeah, I think that's the goal with this place. It's like the community that people really recognize us for sticking and seeing us as part of, part of the community. So
And
I think we'll just get better. by the bus. So we have a bus schedule and they bring the athletes, sometimes 2 runs. So Carl is our bus driver. And he'll drop the first batch and then go back and the parents come to pick them up, but we get them here.
Who was the brother that drove the bus?
Corral.
Clayton Corral. Yeah.
And I was trouble.
John Whiteside drove the bus out.
I told you, we can make things 6 years, but the last 6 years.
Last. Well, I think a lot of that is such fun memories. Yeah, it's something that just is.
We're glad to have memories.
No, I've always asked how to so I didn't graduate. Been here as a teacher, and with the institution for the last 17 years. It's just been a great, I can honestly say that. No, I just turned 42. I just turned 42. Yeah, I was really young, but it's just been great. It's been great. A lot of the meaning that my life has had professionally and personally, it's just been a connection. So I kind of understand why you guys feel the way that you.
You know, we found that meeting on Zoom and guests, and we asked, what was your experience like? And some of us people big stuff, but everybody appreciates the school, teachers.
It was a decision to stay. That was the most telling thing that I had. I can't believe they did it. I'm so. Yeah, it took me. The balance of time.
Wow. And that means something. So that goes back to what I'm saying. The community, I want them to understand. We feel that, right? So we do have some work, to do, and I think this place is great for that.
It was not clear that leaving would have been any more
Financial, yeah.
I mean, because there was all sorts of that. But right, it was like standing up in the face, strong.
Wow. Yeah, to still be here and to still, be committed to the city. Like I said, I'm honored in more ways to be a part of this. Yeah.
So
You're a
this is
key
not
player.
The golf.
We're going there next. We're going there next. We were gonna go right past you, so I said we might as well take it. It's right here. All right here. Here we go. Right here to the right. This is the golf simulator from the Dixon.
Does it help? Does it help the golf?
You know what? The golfers typically are self-motivated. They send me an email and say, Maddox, particularly I can say 8 every week. They'll say, Maddox, I want to get in from 3 to 4:15. And can you put me on a schedule? I said, he'll come in and he'll work and he'll say yes. So the golf team just yesterday, I think they had a match in the States. They qualified for States there. So it's definitely helping the team.
We had a tarp hanging from the pole post
Yeah.
in the spring.
This is This robot is the robot itself. This iteration of this model, I believe, is $30,000. So the room and all the other stuff that goes along with it obviously brings this place up. It's probably one of our most expensive. Just gonna put that on since they already have this problem. And if you get to see it. He has now been, a lot of people reach out. We did have another generous donor that came in to play when this was kind of really convenient as we were setting up this course and he was picking what he wanted to do. There's a pop-up that said your subscription this has a, software has a yearly subscription. And it popped up and said subscription is gonna expire, and you're gonna lose some of the things. And I guess it happened at the right time, because he said, how much does that cost? I wanted to do it for you. And that's when I found out, this thing is already tons of money and you have to pay to keep it going. The software to update is like $1,000 a year. And so it was expiring and he paid for it. Oh, that was good. So now when it gets close to expiration, I'll start inviting people. So that's it. You can kind of see, basically you can pick all of these courses. And it's a virtual reality, it kind of shows you, gives the golfer metrics with each club to say, hey, with that 5-iron, you're looking good, the other one you suck. So it kind of, it basically measures the access and the speed of the ball to tell you that, hey, you're going too far to the right, and gives them recommendations to make adjustments. The kids love it. And then I just had one kid here, a former, an alum, he said, he's a former baseball player, Harrison Winston. And he said, there's a program for this that can do baseball. Really? So I had not, that was new to me. Basically, it's like an image of a catcher, so you can pitch and hit. So we'll probably be looking to do that. Add that to the. Don't go. I know. You would think this is dangerous like balls, but they hit it right into the screen, and it's really durable. And we haven't had any accidents. So it's
one of the golfers.
Yeah, so one of the golfers, you want to try it out? Sure.
How's your shoulder?
I'm not letting it go.
Who can
Step up. Mike, come on, Mike.
Go. Mike's going? Yeah. All right, Mike.
There's clubs over there.
I'm the team. Mike says.
It's our way down here.
Excuse me. They don't trust you, Mike. They're moving and they said. Down the middle. See, the robot takes its placement of the ball with it shows you 45 results. That's what it said. That was good. I am not familiar with that. They're saying to the pin is 200 and you're fully rocking our. So he's at 100 with those two screens.
Plus that one.
It bounced out fairly.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
There it is. It's just takes a minute. Yep. It's gonna. Not yet, Mike. Wait a second. I don't think.
We treated.
Or maybe. Maybe it's good. Go ahead, Mike. Maybe it's down. Just down here.
That's more my style.
Okay, now, yeah. Gotta get out of the tree. This is just one course.
Oh, right at the tree.
Well, awesome. So, this is state of the art.
Of course.
Track name is the leading, manufacturer for these type of devices. It's really top of the line. I mean, it's capacities, they have all types of games and courses. That the kids can do. They can save all of their data to the app on their phone, and it records everything for them. So they have a history of their performance over time. So really, really great. My biggest thing is having the guys pick up broken tees and turn off the projector. Yeah, the bulbs in this thing is $450. And then if you leave it on and it runs for 2 or 3 days, you're not supposed to. Yeah, so part of my security team is say, hey, make the rounds to make sure kids forget, make sure we turn this thing on. You know, we'd rather leave water running. Yes. Yeah, well, you can give them a sign, they won't read. You know, you have to say, hey, put it up, guys. Like, all right. So I'll turn it off and then we'll go right out there. We're there.
You could, without spending too much, look up the sequencer that if someone turns off the lights,
You know,
within
someone said
30
that.
seconds, it'll shut that off.
Someone did mention that. That was out of my realm
Yeah,
of expertise.
That's, you know, my electrician would know.
Yeah, oh, nice. Yeah, we probably need to do that. All right, we're gonna go this way. It's linked together. Yeah. That's Mark's brother. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to turn it's an artificial turn. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's really soft and yeah, it's really good. Sweet.
All three. Oh, pretty good. Yeah. Right. Well, but as you all probably already know, swimming pool was, the significant historical significance of this space was that Mr. Sheldon Johnson, whose name the facility bears, he was a community activist that was very passionate about teaching, giving classes that taught water safety to African Americans in the 60s, or actually probably a little bit before that, when they weren't allowed to swim in public rec centers with whites. He had witnessed the drowning, and that sort of inspired, you know, this sort of passion for him to teach. And so this started off as an outdoor community pool with no building around it. And then in 1979, 15 years after he passed away, he was such a revered figure that they named this facility after him and then built it. Another fun fact is that the architect that was responsible for this construction is the grandfather of 2 cubs. So when they come in, you know, kind of upset, I say, listen, this is the way God intended for it to be. And I tell them that story that we're right where we should be. So that's a really fun fact. But when we acquired the building, it was in really bad shape. Needless to say, the financial commitment that was needed, the school didn't find it to be, you know, prudent. And so they decided to fill it in and add this, which has been a great. This is our most sought after space for community. This morning at 8, we had our adult fitness class. We do adult yoga class in this room. All of our community, our summer programs and camps, we utilize this space. This space has generated more revenue for us than any other space.
How many
All of the
people do you
football
currently
teams-
get for those?
Say it again.
How many people do you get to come in for those things?
You mean for like summer camp?
The thing you did this morning?
Oh, yeah, the last time I checked camera, because I know I'm gonna be here this early when I can hear their phone. Last time I checked cameras, she had about 15 students, and they're spread out and they have weights in the closet there, and they put their yoga mats down, and so it's a really, really nice group. Felicia Maxwell is the lady that runs the classes for us, so. Yeah, it's just been great. And then for the football team, the youth football teams that are from other private organizations, they come in, they're literally fighting over. We get Wednesdays and we get Tuesdays and literally we don't close until 10 o'clock during the colder, like fall. It's back to back. They start at,
What is an hour left?
Our rental depends on how they book. So if they book in bulk, we lower the rate. It could be just like one day it's 105 an hour, and then it comes down from there. So most of the teams will book for an entire season. So then we'll bring it down to $80 an hour. And some of the
How does UFD use this space?
our teams use it from 3:30 to 5. Baseball comes in. It's really scheduling. My job is really to be a master of schedule, right? So I'm making sure there's a buffer and I know which teams are coming and when. And so they come in, our teams are here every day from about 3:30 to 6:15.
So baseball use it for hitting?
Yes, they drop these and then they do bullpens and then batting cage time. So we have a mound over there and they set up and then they do long tossing. And then they drop the cages, obviously, batting practice. Yep, then we have skills and speed and agility for all of our teams. For track, football, they come in and set up their cones and do their time as well. So all of the teams utilize the space. But then by 6:15, they're out, and then we got another 2-hour group, another 2-hour group, and literally until 10, the guards they're here. So it's a really, really busy place, but it's nice. Cheerleaders as well. We have cheerleaders that use the space. So as it's warming up, like if we were in the fall right now and you were doing this tour, we would be standing here, but we might be ducking from balls because now that it's warm, a lot of the teams go outside and relieve themselves financially from having to pay for indoor space when we don't need it. When it gives us a break, because it is, imagine the trash pickup and things we have to do when groups come in. It's great to see them here, but then when they leave, it's like, okay, it's time to clean up. So, yes. Yes, so the lady that runs our adult fitness, her style of training is really more so using free weight, body weight, and things like that, but she is working on a program to offer classes in the gym to get more guided, stuff. And then I know a couple of trainers as well that would like to bring their clients in, and they can do their private sessions. Just finding out the way to make it lucrative, for them as well as for us. And sometimes for us, we don't have to make a buck on everything. If we can help anything that's centered towards youth, or like the community event we had for the dental and vision, that's something we're much more open to help, because it helps us do the type of work that we want to do anyway. So if an organization is doing things in line with what we want to do, and I see it as a way for us to deepen our mission, then we're not really thinking about money. Right? If we thought about money all the time, this would be just a fearful undertaking. And honestly, without your contribution and your support and the other alums, we really couldn't do much of what we're doing, to be honest. We looked at the sheer numbers, the water, the fields. It's just, that would scare you if you thought too much about it. So, I mean, it's terrible. And they said, run each zone for 20 minutes. I'm like, you guys, have you seen the last water bill? You just can't. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't, our prayer for generosity, that line is to give and not to count the cost, right? We have to to be prudent, from a fiduciary standpoint, but you have to be willing to lean in. So it is, honestly, I don't know, because it's all lumped together between both campuses. Yes, but I can say that we started off 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week security. And I was in here 2 days and I said, I have to stop. That is not good use of money. You're spending money to guard bricks. Like, if someone's gonna come in and take the basketball hoops or whatever, let's let that happen because the number was super high. It was like not quite 500,000, but it was 350,000 for security. And so I said, I know the ink just dried on my contract, but please, we have to stop. That's just overkill. And more importantly, it sends a message to the community that, hey, we feel that we need to guard this thing, And I said, just give me some time to work with the community so they can help us police the space. When they feel that they're a part and that they can see themselves in what we do, then they'll help us watch the building. And so Ron Locke, reluctantly, he's our head of security. He said, Ed, I don't like this, but I trust you. So he said, okay, we'll peel back. And then he said, fine, they were relieved. The board, they gave me a standing ovation because the money was still insane. So it is really high, but I don't. Every time they're here, I mean, they come at 1 o'clock, so they basically get 40 hours. But they're doing far more than security. Than really what their job description entails. So they will, they're greeting guests, they'll help get chairs, whatever they need to do. You help me with the coffee machine. And that's sort of that's my vision, that I want everyone to be team players. When I'm not here, Johnny will give a tour. If Johnny has to give a tour, I'll go out and pick up trash. No one is too big or too small for a job. And that's kind of how I treat everyone. Say, hey, you may have some guests that are going to come by. They know to try to exude that spirit of excellence and just the spirit of UD. It's been working. It's been working really well. But they are here we have someone here from 1 until as long as we need them. Some days, if we know we're not going to 10, and maybe at 8:30, we try to adjust so that they get the hours that they need with activities. So they came in at 7 today, and they'll book out of here as soon as things are over. So we try to not have them here when they don't need to be here. That's it. Then it's just wasted.
So I presume that's a component of some parents, so that's what I was asking.
Oh, yes. Whenever students are here, we do have. Now, I can say that when I'm here, Johnny, who's my head of maintenance, and the coaches, we do a pretty good job of watching the kids, but it is that extra layer of, care that kind of the parents to feel a little bit better. I mean, our guards are not, so essentially, if there were any real threats or danger, we'd be saying prayer and, trying to book it, right? We are considering armed presence, but we haven't gotten to that point for insurance reasons and things like that. But to me, the way you stop any kind of real malicious force, unfortunately, is to match it with a malicious force, right? Deadly force. So, but we haven't had any. Again, I think our biggest thing is to make the community recognize that we are here and we are together, because that's our threat, right? It's the people that are around us. So, and it's not going to happen overnight. But I said that to some of the residents when I met them when they came to the first open house, and you could feel the tension. I said, listen, I'm here to earn your trust. I'm not asking you to respect me or to trust me. I'm here to earn. I'm just saying, hey, be open to let me earn it. So that's what we do day in and day out. And it just gets better. It will just get better. Yeah. And then part of it, they know that they were being ridiculous. Like, we're here, we've been here. You know that what we're doing here is better than anything you've done. I can't say that, but I know that they know it. So just give us a chance. Let's work together. Life's gonna be for everyone. All right. Any other question? Yeah, the basketball gym. Yep, we'll circle right out and go right to you.
Did you have any interaction with Fred Hunter?
Yeah, Fred Powell was just here yesterday with us.
So Don, okay, Don,
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Where do I want to see you in the,
that little picture,
yeah.
that's all. Not to push anybody.
Well, it's cloud here. I just want to get you, it's cloudy. Why is it?
Well, that's because you got your finger over the lens.
Oh, good. That's why I asked for your.
Okay. See, oops, my way, what do we do? Let's get back to the meeting. Where do we? Yeah. One way to get back to it. This is a surefire way. There we go. There's Don.
Hi, Don.
Now, the lens is over on this
Okay,
side.
that's why I
So you
screwed up.
hold it by the edges. Okay, now let's catch up.
All right. I just want to make sure you're in this. You did.
Well, of course I.
Well, no, but I mean, we're heading towards the gym right now.
We're gonna stop at the conference.
Oh, stopping at the conference room. How are you doing, Don? Can you hear me? Jim, let me get you. So there's Jim Russo.
Here on Thursday. Another promise we made to the city, we were sort of in the process.
Oh, it's you saying hi.
We would provide
Hi, guys.
community groups, those neighborhood associations, to come and have their monthly meetings. Yep, so they do that monthly. We of the 5 that we promised to give sort of exclusive access to. 3 of them are very active. And they post things like the art program. I'll send it over to the presidents and they'll post it on their pages. So that's been really good. And some of those groups were the groups that I met with when I had just taken the job, and I could just feel that they were not happy. They were not happy at all. I thought, what the heck did you guys do? I mean, you could just feel the tension. And now they are just the nicest. But again, that's from giving them the space, going above and beyond, make sure things are set up, being friendly, and just showing that you care. So now they help us. I'll send our stuff and say, hey, can you share this with the community? And we're all working together. So, this room gets a lot of use. We have another church that they do Bible study. Here they come in and got all types of community things. No, we did have a computer class. We're supposed to do another one. But yeah, people come to me with ideas and it makes sense.
Back in our day, we had to take type.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, my teacher, she put a piece of paper taped over the type. It was a typewriter over your hand. Yeah, you had to. No, but now kids do this. We learned how to type without looking. She said, cover those hands up. That was probably of all the. I thought that was a really good class. Yeah. And we thought she was just being bizarre. This is really good.
A lot of guys made money.
My mom, that's how she took care of it. She worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she was I don't know what her description, but she was typing. And her job was contingent upon how fast her keystroke. Whoa, yeah, she was really fast. Yep. So, all right, we'll keep it moving. We'll go right out this door. Actually, let's do this one because this is a weird exit the way the door swings. We'll go this way, and I'll take you right to the gym. And we're gonna peek in on our little artist. If you all peek in here, class is getting started. See, they're working from there. Whatever they're going for, I think it's oil painting today. It's great. All right. No, I said, no, I'm good for you. Because they can take care of it. Well, so never did. Productive class. That's the cameras. Were you? Oh, check it out. Did you finish your work for everyone else? Wow. Great acoustics. Yeah.
I got number 10. More than 2 shots.
All right, choose on our baseball guy. This is the choice of this type of flooring. One is supposedly easier to clean. So we're gonna give you a machine that helps you easy, but it's very durable. Baseballs get brown, dents like it. This has been really great. We can let glass. It did shatter. He didn't do it. That happened like my second day of the job. I just thought we had. I figured, okay, we got glass on.
It's like on the screen. They're not supposed to, they're supposed to hit the other way. I'm like, okay, we got some glass. Yeah, so we've had JV and Academy that played, not Academy, ninth grade. So ninth grade and JV for varsity, no, because we just don't have it. But I think that our intention from the beginning was. Yeah, and I think early on too, the community part of everything was, we don't want all of that traffic and blocking, which rightfully so. So we sort of stayed away from games, but we've been doing soccer and lacrosse games. And they used to call me and complain. Okay, and sometimes they come over and watch the game, so I think they continue out. Unless the event is kind of too big. We did have a 7-on-7 flag football camp. We had to bring in the police to kind of like, to move the traffic. They were kind of out there. But I went around, knocking on the door to all of them, let them know, hey, this is going to be another few more weeks. We didn't anticipate and that kind of was so just because it was, to their defense, people were like, now I have to always look at to see, how many people are we thinking? We only have 100 spots here. Once they start lining the streets. But the police have been really helpful. The police chief was here with the, what they called it an all-command meeting. All the captains and lieutenants came to this big, high-profile meeting in the multi-purpose. Yeah, they closed the door. We provided breakfast, and the police chief. I mean, I've never felt more safe with all this times. Everyone they came to unmarked purposes. So they've been here. The mayor's been here 3 times. He's coming back actually August for the different. They're pleased. The last time the mayor was here, he said, "You all know Mitch Album. Mitch Album was he opened a rec center on the east side that was called Lipke Center. That they changed it with Matt Stafford. It's now called Play Detroit. And so I went over and did a tour, and I got a chance to see their facility. Last time the mayor was here, and he's a CC grad. Okay, right? And he said to me, listen, I'm really impressed with what you've done here. Mitch Albert was looking at this place. We did the rec center on the east side at Lipke. And whoever his developers were, they told him, Mitch, you don't want to mess with this. That one's going to miss my work. And so they turned their backs on them. And we ended up getting it. So the mayor said, we got to do a hell of a job. So I'd imagine that was tough to say that being a CC grad. But he was really impressed. And of course, he was a part of the process with the city council and the other reps for the district. They were in his ear about whatever their dissatisfaction were about this. And so for him I gave that tour with the city manager, district 2 manager, and they said, no, they've exceeded our expectations. So I heard from the mayor's mouth that we are surprised that you pulled this off, but they're happy that we kept our involvement. Yes, he was involved. Yes, absolutely. Yep. So if you speak to Jerry, let him know that from the mayor's mouth. Yep, the mayor said this is great, and he's been here 3 times, so we all know when they come back, that means that they're okay. Yeah. So doesn't mean our work's done, but we're in a much better place.
This is a follow-up question from yesterday.
Yeah.
Has anybody asked them to organize a soccer?
What's that? No. But I've never seen. Yeah, what's that? No, yeah. Yeah, we get more and more requests. I don't know if the soccer is coming back, but yeah, we do baseball dinner sheet. A lot of the teams, they didn't like the catering. They wanted to bring, we had an exclusive deal just this past year where caterers that we used for lunch, they had to, any events, you had to go through them. They had to get a job. And so people weren't really satisfied. So what the workaround is that they say, can we come over to Johnson? Because this wasn't a part of the contract. So the teams are having their little dinners over here. They just had one yesterday, actually. We cleaned up from the academy shenanigans and get clean up and get it set for baseball. So I don't know if sock out might come back.
They didn't know. They didn't. Yeah, the kids blew it. The kids have dances for a long time. The kids blew it. Yeah, okay, that is what.
A bit too, sensual.
Yeah.
They watch too much Dirty Dancing.
Well,
Dirty
the
Dancing.
movie.
The movie.
I don't.
Oh, hello. Yep. That's what it is. And it's been going for years. They're like. Let's see. Any other question? That's many things. We've seen mostly all of the space. Thank you, Chairman. No, my pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Again, I can't say thank you all enough to be a part of, this whole process in the school and seeing that you all really live by the things that we say. That's not to be taken lightly. A lot of people say a lot of things and they don't. You look at the actions, you can see they don't mean it. So this token of generosity to have done what you've done is really, I can't thank you.
Given us great status.
I do. I really do understand it because a lot of when I go from here for me to okay, I know that I'm doing it for a great purpose. And that's really a privilege. Everyone's not that lucky to be connected. That's meaningful. So thank you so much. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And in many ways, it's an altruistic, selfless approach, but you're probably getting a whole lot out of it, much more out of it than what you did. So I understand. Thank you so much.
This is Don Brzezinski. Don.
Oh, hey, Don.
Yeah, that's me over there. Huh.
Good to
Nice
see you.
to see you.
Don. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, okay. Very difficult for me to talk, but I still managed to do okay. So I really appreciate all the things that you guys are doing now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good to see you again, and thank you.
Hey, Don.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Boyle.
Mike Boylan.
Yeah, I remember. Sure, of course.
Look at you, Don.
Yeah. No, I followed everything fine. So I just say, guys, there myself. I'm not able to say much else than that because of the stroke.
Hello, Don.
I,
Okay. Hey, Don. Ed Frank.
yeah, hey, I don't know how you're doing. Ed, right?
Good.
Right. Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hey, and Jim, thank you so much for setting it up. That's
Yep,
great. It actually worked out fine.
I'll send you a link later to the recording, so if any parts that you missed earlier, you can watch them later.
Oh, okay, yeah. For some reason, the connection was for the stats, but and erratic. But still, I was at most of it, so I really appreciate that we were able to set it up.
Yeah, yesterday's was kind of chaotic, but well, good. So
But everything worked out.
thank you, Don, for pushing us to do this, because a couple other guys were able to see things as well because you instigated it. But
Yeah.
I think we'll say goodbye for now.
Okay. And yeah, and it all worked out really well. It just allows other people to go to the reunion remotely, and I think that worked out great. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you later then, right? Bye bye.
All right. Thanks, Don. Bye bye.
See ya.